The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People Summary. One sentence summary. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People teaches you both personal and professional effectiveness by changing your view of how the world works and giving you 7 habits, which, if adopted well, will lead you to immense success. Covey had any clue about what a success the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People would be when he published it in 1990, but, even several years after his death, it's still the Bible of leadership and modern management. Be proactive, begin with the end in mind, put first things first, think win-win, seek first to understand, then to be understood, synergize, sharpen the saw. The last habit serves your own renewal so that you'll never burn out or overextend yourself. Practice active listening. Time to learn how to become highly effective both at work and in life. Lesson 1. Do the funeral test. This is the habit that Covey calls begin with the end in mind. The best way, by far, to get clear about those goals is to do the funeral test. What do I want people to say about me at my funeral? Depending on your number of relationships, family, friends, clients, partners, customers, you can also ask yourself how many people will be there to mourn your death. Lesson 2. Learn how to say no. Knowing exactly where you want to go makes it easy to find out what's important to you, and what not. When you know your final goal, you'll at least have an inclination for each to do on how important it actually is. You'll often find that the important things aren't urgent and vice versa. That means some things don't deserve to be done at all. To all those things, you'll eventually have to say no. Sometimes, tempting rewards will be dangled right in front of you, which is when it's time to pull out the funeral test again to see whether those rewards deserve to be chased. I've tried to learn from Derek Sivers in this regard, who says it's either a hell yeah or a no. He's incredibly focused on a few things, but those things create all the meaning he needs in his life. Lesson 3. Practice active listening. The good thing about saying no to doing a lot of things is being able to spend a lot more time actually listening to others. You're listening to understand the person you're listening to, not primarily to give advice or respond. You make sure you understand by repeating back to them what they said and mirroring their emotions. This was one of the major lessons I learned during my first 6 months as a coach. A good coach is determined much more by the quality of his questions than by the quality of his answers. Just like you get suspicious of your doctor when he prescribes you hefty antibiotics after hearing you cough just once, we don't tend to trust people who we think don't really understand us. Make an effort to listen to understand, instead of listening to respond. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People is an absolute classic. It's not a step-by-step how-to book, however. Read the full book summary on Blinkist. How you can truly change your character to become effective by going through a paradigm shift. Who would I recommend the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People summary to? The 18-year-old, who's considering a career she probably won't like, but that will make her a lot of money. The 53-year-old, who wants to make the jump to becoming a coach for the second half of his career, and anyone who struggles with saying no. If you found this summary useful, press subscribe button below for more such book summaries.